Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Columbia, Maryland, the home of Howard Community College and the Howard Dragons, as they today host the #1 ranked team in the NJCAA Division II, the CCBC Essex Knights. The longtime rivals have been in different divisions for most of their histories together, but now in the same division together for just the second time, the first time in the spring season. The Knights, #1 ranked, come into town, and what a game this will be. Mark Winkle bringing you the action today as the Knights come in with a perfect 4-0 record, and they've taken down some big-time teams, including recently a big 1-0 win against Frederick Community College. For the Dragons, they come in with a 3-1 record with a 3-0 home record, their lone loss coming at CCBC Catonsville in a 2-1 loss on September 2nd. With the exception of that game, the Dragons have been scoring at will. 33 goals in their 3 games other than that Catonsville game, including the 17-0 drubbing of Allegheny College back on September 7th. And off the first play of the game, Dragons tried to go for a long ball and couldn't quite connect there. Essex comes in with few injuries on their roster, 5 exactly, several of which on their starting defensive line, so a little bit of a shaken up roster. For the Dragons, they are completely healthy, but have shaken up their roster as well, trying to match up against these dangerous Knights, with the most surprising of which being Emmanuel Pope, the freshman forward, playing at right back today, clearly trying to utilize his speed and athleticism to match up against the Knights. Foul called on Howard there. Dragons going with their 4-4-3 lineup with Evan Doughton leading the center of the line there. He will put some pressure on, but Ethan Stewart, the captain of the Knights, does a good job of holding him off, as the Knights will try to just maintain possession here and slowly work up the field. Navas and Pope from left to right. In their midfield, they will go with Kerr, Abdul Kamara getting just his first start of the season. Along with Kagir Kargbo, the tall number 23 in the middle of the field for the Dragons. Up top, as I mentioned, Doughton will be in the middle, surrounded by Portillo on the left side and Denor on the right. Foul called on Pope there, and already getting a talk unnecessary. And Knights already with an early chance here, as this will be essentially just a closer corner kick. And the Dragons put all 11 bodies into the box, so the Knights will happily push up. They've got 9 in the box themselves. Of off-ball movement for the Knights. They're going to go for the back post. Headed back into the middle, and Sorto Ramos does a good job of getting to it first and clearing it out. Dragons will try to push out. And another good job by Castro to shut down Katsuma. That was Katsuma Ishizuka, who played that free kick. Long shot, and that is just going to go wide as Andy Portillo took a strong left-footed shot, and that was curling. Just went wide of the near post. But a good first effort from the Knights. Kamara will go wide with it. Some misplay there. And Lemaster was out of his goal. Doughton tried to take a shot into the empty net. And the captain, Ethan Stewart, able to make the defensive save as he cleared it off the line. Great play by Stewart to save his team from giving up the early goal. Kerr trying to turn under double pressure, and it is going to be taken away by the Knights. The veteran sophomore goalkeeper, Brendan Lemaster, been fantastic in his Knights career. A little awkward on that play, but able to get away with it. Lemaster, in fact, has not given up a goal in 233 minutes of play coming into this contest, only having to make 5 saves, but picking up 2 shutouts in that time. Of course, it does help the fact that the Knights come into the game with 4 shutout wins. They beat Potomac State 7-0, Chesapeake College 7-0, Frederick College 1-0, and then Hartford 3-0 in their 2 tough games last week against Division I opponents. They were able to shut out both of them. Good job by Cargbo. They're able to muscle off Murakawa, but again, the Knights try to take possession and a little bit of misplay. Oh, excuse me, it goes off of the Dragons and will be out for a Knights throw-in. That's Navas trying to move his way up the field, but Ishizuka was all over him and just forced him into a mistake. Knights will play it back and once again maintain possession. Played wide. This is Torres. Katsuma. Ball over the top, and that will just go a little bit too far, and the Dragons goalkeeper, Gabriel Viteri, will come through and snag that. Viteri, the second-year freshman, 5'9", 160 pounds from Columbia, went to Wild Lake High School, just down the road from this campus. Viteri has played in 3 games. He did not play in the opener, has allowed 4 goals, and comes in with a 1-1 record. Throw in Portillo, able to turn on it, and it's going to be a foul on Kamara, and the referee with a long whistle and gives Kamara a look, but ends up just calling the foul. And the referee having some words with Dragons head coach Stefan Dragunov. Dragunov feeling like there might have been some acting involved in that play, and referee telling him to not continue to have such comments in this contest. This will be Murakawa, punched away by Viteri. As Murakawa put that in a dangerous spot right in the middle of the Dragons box. Poked away, Portillo. Murakawa gets it back to Portillo. Portillo with his left foot brings it back post, saved, rebound goes in the goal, and now the referee is going to say that there's a foul called on the play. I believe it's going to be a foul. I didn't see the near side referee put his flag up, and the referee now will signal that there was a push on the play. And that is going to negate the early goal for the Knights. And a bit of a bizarre play there, but Dragons are fortunate to keep the Knights off the board for that play. Now the Dragons trying to turn the tide. Sorto Ramos tries to go over the top, For the Dragons, Dylan Portillo, we actually have 3 Portillos in this game, 2 for the Dragons, 1 for the Knights. So we'll do our best to keep track of all the different Portillos out there. Cargbo, a great switch of the field. Tries to play through to Denor. Denor trying to fight his way through. And strong defensive play from Samuel Sasay. Now he'll get some help from Ishizuka. And Howard called for another foul. Dragons, 4 fouls already in their first 9 minutes. And now you can hear the Knights coach, Fiedler. He's trying to plead his case that there should be some more harsh punishments from the referee. Both coaches so far quite vocal in this contest, and we're only 9 minutes in. Played wide. Now a through ball, and Murakawa pushed off the ball a little bit. Strong play by Cargbo to just bump him off his run a little bit. Quick throw in. And once again, the Knights will play it backwards. Kawano finds Martinez. Martinez, he's fouled. And Dragons once again called for the infraction. So now it's going to be Takaro Murakawa, who's standing over it. He scored the amazing free kick to score the lone goal against Frederick as the game winner. Let's see if he tries another audacious attempt from this distance. He will, and now it's going to be blocked by the wall. Great job by the wall to get up there as the 2-man wall of Doughton and Kamara gets it done. Ball goes to the corner. And Torres, 1 versus 2, and he's able to win a corner kick for the Knights. Good job by the Knights midfielder. Excuse me, their defender, they're right back there, able to go all the way up the field and win a corner kick for his team. This will be the Knightley Portillo going for it. The sophomore midfielder. Again, gonna use that strong left foot, the in-swinger. Big header by the Dragons, Sorto Ramos. Long shot, save by Viteri. Marvin Martinez put his laces through that one. And Viteri able to get a good read on that early and makes the diving save. But again, it is the Knights who are getting the better chances so far. Kamara. He'll play it early. This is Dylan Portillo. He's got room to run. He'll take his first touch into the box. Gets in there. Triple, and there's going to be some decision-making, and clock will be stopped. And a penalty kick will be called. Dylan Portillo taken down in the box. And with 33-17 left in this first half, the Dragons will get a penalty kick. And a yellow card has been issued to, I believe, the assistant coach of the Knights. So it will be Evan Doughton. Steps up to take this one. Doughton comes straight onto it. Doughton shot, goal! The Dragons take the lead. For Doughton, his 7th goal of the season. And now the Dragons, you have to say against the run of play, take the 1-0. So Howard ahead 1-0 now, and you have to wonder if that's going to shake up how this game works. As Howard now gets some positive momentum. Now Doughton is slide tackle, and it's going to be a stop clock, and it's going to be a yellow card for the Knights' Ethan Stewart. And now Fiedlers continues to get into the referee. You have to wonder if he's going to see some. Now Fiedler is going to get a talking to on the sideline. What a crazy start to this game. Fiedler still getting into it with the referee, trying to calm down and have a rational conversation. And now they're going to continue play here, but it is going to be a yellow card for Ethan Stewart. The new rules for JUCO soccer is that he does not have to come out of the contest, so play will restart. Sorto Ramos tried to do a long kick there into the box. Now put back into the box, and it is going to be Denor who misplays that one, and it will be out for a goal kick. So Michael Adekanbi will be the first substitution for either team, as he will come in for the Knights and will immediately trying to get into action. Ball over the top, gets into the box, and that is going to be Samuel Diaz. Now Diaz goes down, and now the Knights are trying to ask where's their penalty kick. Referee does not acquiesce. Giveaway by the Dragons. Katsuma plays back to Torres. This will be Adekambi, and that's going to be given away. But Kamara is too slow with the ball. Gives it away, but Howard does win the throw-in. Dragons will play it back, but it's going to be under pressure by Diaz. And Viteri switches the field. Castro able to keep it in bounds. Collision between two players, and it's going to be a foul on the Knights. Sorto Ramos tries to play it for the corner. Portillo slips a little bit trying to control that, and it will go out nonetheless. Header by Cargbo, straight up in the air. Kerr will keep it going. And now the ball. And Doughton comes from behind, and it's going to be a stoppage. And Doughton now gets a yellow card as he picked up, I think that's more of an accumulation yellow card than anything, as the referee was pointing around the park for the different places where he has been called for fouls. So both teams getting a yellow card. Play will resume. Torres tries to play it to the back post. Portillo for the Knights went down, but play will continue. Stewart finds Murakawa. Good ball movement from the Knights here. Two-touch passing. Murakawa, good turn. And that one's given away. Denor gets a touch on it. Tries to play it into Doughton, and the two players on the Dragons just a little bit slow to react to that one. Pope steps up, and he will play it off of Murakawa. Ball stays in play. Headed forward. Navas gives that away. Portillo with the long left-footed shot, and that goes high and wide. Not his best effort. But once again, it is the Knights that are continuing to put pressure on. Henry Ortiz will replace Katsuma on the near sideline. Dragons called for their 7th foul on the game on that play. Howard now. And now Kerr takes it away cleanly. Kerr leaves it off for Denor. Denor to Doughton. Dragons have numbers. He'll play it forward. Denor trying to get on the end of it. He'll take a shot, and Lemaster able to smother that. And a great save by the Knights goalkeeper. And both players are down on the play, and we will stop the clock after that collision. Both players look worse for the wear on that one. We'll take a quick break for the injury timeout. We return to action here in Columbia. An exciting start to this game after the collision. The Knights goalkeeper, Lemaster, he is gonna try to shake it off and stay in. As for the Dragons, Leo Denor, who was involved in that collision, he did come off, as Alan Kamaga has come into the game to play right back, with Pope moving up to Denor's right forward role. Long ball by Stewart, played in, and a strong play by Josue Sorto Ramos, who came in and knocked it off of the Knights player and gets a throw in. As Adekambe is looking around wondering what that call is about. Long throw in by Castro. Hit straight up in the air by Torres. Atakambe heads it straight up. And two Dragons come through. Bad communication there, and it is going to be headed out of bounds. I like the aggressiveness, but have to say that that ball could have been played better under the circumstances. And that is going to be misplayed and will be out for a goal kick. Viteri in his teal goalkeeper uniform takes a left-footed hit, and it will be just headed back to the defensive line of the Knights. Essex comes again. Torres. Knights will try the far side of the field this time. Played forward by Kawano. And this time it's going to be Samuel Sase who wins the throw-in. This will be crossed into the box. Played off the back of Dylan Portillo. That's one way to clear the ball, and now he will get control with his feet. Portillo looking up, finds Stoughton in the middle of the field. He turns up, and he'll play to the corner. Pope. Pope's got some room to work with, but he is by himself right now. He's got to wait for reinforcements. Pope tries to nutmeg his defender, gets it back, and this time he will just play it off of Sase, and we'll get a corner kick for the Dragons. So Dylan Portillo will go to the far sideline to take the corner kick for Howard. Portillo plays it short. Kamara tries to lay it back off, and that's poorly hit. Now the Knights will try to counter. Andy Portillo tries to cross field for Murakawa, and a good job by Castro, who is able to just play it out. And it will be a substitution now for the Knights, as Kota Suchisawa will come in to play defense for the Knights. This will be Ethan Stewart, who has moved to a right back role, with Suchisawa moving into the center backfield, paired up with Kawano. Stewart could pressure as he tries to cut off the angle for Dylan Portillo of the Dragons. Halfway through the first half, Dragons with the, have to say, surprising lead early in this game. And now the foul is going to be called on Diaz, and once again the Knights coaching staff in disagreement of that foul. Sorcha Ramos gets up. Doughton tries to play it for Portillo, and Portillo will come through the back of Stewart and be called for a foul. Now Portillo, he played it up to the Knights goalkeeper, and he'll get a talk, as can't do that, but he's fortunate to get away with a verbal warning and not one in the form of a yellow card. Castro just bangs it up the field, and looked like Pope lost his shoe there. And a foul was called on the Knights there, as looked like Kawano went over the top of Pope. Navas plays it over the top. Portillo, he's offsides, and we're still waiting for the referee to realize it, and now the offside is called, but the referee's got to check on Portillo, who's holding his head, and this might be a head injury, which means an automatic stoppage of play. And the clock will be stopped on the play as Lemaster checking in on Portillo. Good sportsmanship there between the two players. And they will separate there in cordial fashion. Marakawa plays it back. Tsuchisawa goes to the corner. Portillo just doing everything he can to keep it in and unable to do so. And Knights will make another substitution. As this time it will be Katsuma. He'll return to play in place of Sam Diaz. So both 22s come into the play. One has a returner, one for the first time as Lambakov will take over for Dylan Portillo in a left forward role. And Katsuma will take over a starting place on the right forward role. Right forward a little bit. Martinez goes wide. Katsuma into the box. Viteri with a strong play as he is able to reach up and grab that at the highest point and cut out that dangerous cross. Short throw by Viteri. Castro in a little bit of trouble. And Sorto Ramos forced to just play it over the top. Alambakov caught up, hanging out back a little bit too much, and Coach Dragunov wondering where he is. Cargbo. Dragon starting to hang back a little bit more, and you have to wonder if this game continues to persist in favor of the Dragons, if they will just park the bus and play back more and more. Long shot, it goes off the crossbar, saved by Viteri. He is able to get a hand on it. And Kota Tsuchichawa just hit a missile. Viteri able to hit it off the crossbar, came right back down, and Viteri collected it. The Knights tried to argue that the ball was in the net, but it never crossed the line, according to the near side assistant referee who had the angle on it. Tsuchisawa, who's going to move forward again, has just shown his shooting capabilities from long range. Now it's going to be a shot, and Henry Ortiz couldn't quite catch that cleanly, and he'll hit that high and wide. But once again, the Knights on the front foot. the Dragons do start to park the bus more and more, Knights have already shown their capability of getting some dangerous long shots, so Viteri has to be aware anytime the ball is on his side of the field. Foul called on the Knights. Doughton will try to play it quickly, but the ball was rolling and will have to be replayed. Sorto Ramos goes long and high, trying to get it to Pope. Pope able to muscle his man off the ball. Pope, early cross. Alambakov is there, trying to settle it down. Misses on that, but he will follow it. Tries to play it back in. Stewart cuts that out. Now it's going to be on the counter. Katsuma, and a strong tackle by Trevor Kerr, able to get the ball there, but that Stewart recovers well enough to get it back for the Knights. Martinez will play it early. Goes to the corner for Portillo. And Portillo cannot catch up to that one. Leo Denor on the Dragons bench right now, trying to warm up, seeing if he can get back in the game. Does not look 100% right now, so we'll keep an eye on his status, as the Dragons could really use his athleticism and veteran presence out there. Denor tied for the team lead in goals last year with 8. One of the most dynamic players the Dragons have. Out for a Dragons throw-in again. Kamaga gets it in, tries to flip over the top. Kerr will chase after it. Can't get a clean header. Knocked out by Kawano. Cargbo tries a 1-2 ball. Doughton still under control. Fancy footwork from him, keeps control. Abdul Kamara crosses it in. Pope tries a header and just hits that straight up into the air, and Lemaster will easily camp under it and make the fair catch. Low punt, trying to set Atakambi free on that. Portillo picks it up, plays it into Atakambi, and tries a through ball there, and Henry Ortiz was just a little slow to react to that one. Wasn't making his run. Dragons under pressure, and now it's going to be Ortiz called for the foul. So the foul's starting to even out as the Dragons now been called for 8, the Knights 6. Sorto Ramos goes top again. Stewart muscling off of Alambakov. Great job there by Ethan Stewart. Martinez will pick the ball up. He's got his head up, finds Stewart on the wing. What a turn there by Katsuma. And Katsuma will come from behind and take out Castro. Doughton will play it early, and that will go a little bit too far for Pope. Good thought there by Doughton, trying to catch the Knights off guard, but it will be the Knights coming right back at it. Tsuchisawa finds Murakawa. Kerr cuts it out. Martinez and Doughton trying to hold up play, unable to do so. Ortiz to Atakambi, and a strong play by Ramos. Knights to make another sub as Kazuma Ishizuka will come into the game for Andy Portillo. And Diaz will come in for Adekambi. Dragons able to get up to Pope. Now they're going to be on the counter. Doughton still playing it. Doughton able to work through. Trips over the ball there as Doughton tried to take on the entire Knights defense by himself. And just a couple touches too many there. Dragons get it back. Kamaga. And he'll play it backwards, still looking for somewhere to go with it, and finds his teammate Ramos. Wide to Castro. Castro helps it along to Lambakov. Dragons switch the play again as they are content to just keep some possession here through the defensive line. Now they're going to get it forward to their midfield. Out for a throw-in. So Portillo will go into the game as he replaces Doughton, who put in quite an effort out there in the opening 35 minutes of this game. And will get a well-deserved rest. Right now, Doughton is the difference between the two teams with his penalty kick goal. Castro comes in, and referee will come in and will give a card to Castro. And Raul Castro will get the yellow card on that play as he came in with his studs up. So Castro becomes the fourth yellow carded player in this game. Long ball by Tsuchisawa. Played to the corner. Ishizuka just guides it out for a throw-in. And that will actually go out for a Knights throw-in, and now both teams making a sub as Mahmoud Mansour will make his first appearance of the game as he will replace Emmanuel Pope. And Portillo back in for the Knights, replacing Ortiz. Murakawa plays it in, into the box, shot! And that will go just high as Kazuma Ishizuka put that just over the crossbar. It did not miss by much. And a good build-up play for the Knights that would just missed hitting pay dirt. Kamara fighting after it as the Dragons with a entirely new front three from where they're starting three with Kamara, Mansour, and Alambakov. Shichisawa. Again, another strong long ball, and that will go out. And that is going to be called an illegal throw-in. It looked like it went over his head. I'm not sure why that was called an illegal throw-in. But both teams will make substitutions. Stewart finds Martinez. 7 minutes remaining. And if you're a Dragons fan, you would love going into this half with a lead, but let's see if they can hang on. That shot is going to be deflected as Murakawa tried to have a long-range rip, and a good deflection there by the Dragons' defensive line. Stewart plays it back. Kamara, good pressure as he is able to get his foot on it, but it is settled down by the Knights. Martinez picks his head up, finds Portillo. That through ball missed the mark, but Portillo is able to foul it up and get it again. Portillo will take a long shot, and he looks like he slipped on that one. Knights trying to say that he was fouled on this shot attempt, but it will be just a goal kick. Dragons a little sloppy on their passing, trying to get it out of their own zone. Knights have been living in the Dragons' half of the field for much of this first half. Referee does a good job of getting out of the way of that one. Martinez cuts it inside, gets it into Ortiz. Ortiz will try the turn and shot. Or excuse me, Diaz. Samuel Diaz tried to just turn on his right foot from the top of the box and just didn't hit it cleanly. And that will be out for a goal kick. Gets the header forward. Martinez gets it into Diaz. Cargbo gets low. It takes it away. Now Mansour plays it around Martinez. Mahmoud Mansour. He tries to switch the field to Alanbekov, and just a little bit too far forward as Alanbekov couldn't get there before Lemaster. Now Lemaster is going to throw it out quickly. Stewart on the outlet. He'll dribble it all the way up the field. And Ramos. Looking like Sergio Ramos. And that is going to be a little bit too far for Ishizuka and out for a goal kick. Viteri plays it short to Navas. Navas hits upfield to the new center forward of the Dragons, number 7, Didier Estrada. As he will get a late run in. Quick throw in by the Nets. Kawano. Shichisawa. Stewart. Dragons. Easton Rakestraw just came into the game. He's going to try to put some high pressure on with the fresh legs. Strong play by Howard as Martinez comes sliding through. They're going to try to play it over the top. Estrada decides not to make that run. He will just play back as Howard again just trying to contain the Knights. definitely seem content to just trying to go into halftime with the lead. Given away there, Kerr. Now he'll look to move up the field. Kerr trying to get around Portillo. Portillo all over him. Plays it back to Castro, and Castro under pressure now, and he is going to be fouled by Katsuma. And those two have been going at each other all game long. A whole lot of action between the two. And the two coaching staffs now are debating the play. The referee had said that he wanted to move the ball back. The Knights coaching staff now yelling at the Dragons coaching staff. There are a whole lot of tempers going on in the stadium tonight. Played into the box. Strong play by Dikembe to try to get around the corner, but the ball had gone out of play before he got the cross in. And now the substitution will be made for the Knights as Samuel Cisse will get one last run in before halftime. Ramos. And that is going to be fouled as Estrada came through the back of Martinez. And Martinez looks a little worse for the wear on that one. Knights, one last try, 80 seconds remaining. Played into the corner. Stewart has moved over to the left side, trying to go forward with it. Slide tackle by Navas, give that right back. Put into the box, nobody there for the Knights. The ball will go all the way back, and Estrada, who had checked way back to play defense, will pick that one up. Now under remaining. Castro gives that away. And now we're going to have some interesting play. The referee was reaching into his pocket, now realizing that it probably would have been the second yellow. You have to wonder if Castro is going to get away with this, because the referee was definitely reaching in his pocket for a yellow, but it would have been a red card for him, and he is going to be a very, very lucky man to be able to stay in this game. Put into the box, headed out, and that will go out of play. It looked like that went off the head of a Knights player. It should be a goal kick. Referee still has not made a decision, and it's now going to be called a goal kick. And with that, the first half has concluded with the Dragons hanging on to a 1-0 lead. We'll take a break for the intermission. Be back with you with halftime stats. Second half underway here in Columbia, Maryland. The Howard Community College Dragons, a 1-0 lead against the #1 nationally ranked CCBC Essex Knights. And what a first half it was. 4 yellow cards and an early foul was called as a slide tackle. And a yellow card comes out against the Dragons in the first 23 seconds of this second half. As it looked like the legs of Rubio Martinez came up a little bit too high and just goes to fit the storyline so far in this game as the tempers have been flared and the referee trying to get a hold on it. Crossed by Stewart, headed away and cleared out by the Dragons. As I mentioned, that was the 5th yellow card. The Knights with 2, one to an assistant coach on the bench, and another one went to number 3, Ethan Stewart for the Dragons. Doughton, Castro, and now Non Martinez with yellow cards. Played into the box. Knights turn and shot, blocked away by the body. Now it's going to be another shot, net goal! The Knights tie it up. What a series of events. The ball just pinballed around. So 1 minute into the second half, and the Knights have tied this game up after just a dogfight in the first half. Played long by Howard as they try to come back. Mansour. Knights goal, scored by number 22, Toga Katsuma. So Katsuma is the one who ends up powering it home at the end there after multiple shot attempts that were blocked away, ball being pinballed around the box. Katsuma with the toe poke in. And now we'll see if the Dragons are able to recover. They had played very defensively at the end of that first half, just trying to hold on to the lead. And with the score all knotted up now at 1-1, Dragons will have to play out of their shell a little bit. Two Dragons run into each other. Again, a lack of communication from Howard. Kawano finds Torres. And Katsuma unable to keep that in for the Knights. Navas under pressure, plays a long ball. Mansour in a foot race with Cisse able to just muscle Mansour off of it. And Coach Dragunov not thrilled with Mansour's effort there. Portillo being chased by Portillo, and Camara will be offsides on the play. Quick restart by the Knights. Lemaster. And that is going to be a foul called against the Dragons as Pope got a little too handsy with Katsuma. Knights now play it back to their line. Tsuchisawa give that away, and that's going to be another stoppage of play and another card. And this time it's going to be Trevor Kerr who is called for the yellow. So the yellow card's really piling up for the Dragons. Their fourth of the game. And once again, the referee pointing around the field, and that looked like an accumulation yellow. Cargbo rises up and takes that, and that's going to be a foul against the Knights. Ramos was looking to play it quickly, and he actually was pointing at Mansour, then goes the opposite way to Kamara. And good news for the Dragon faithful here, and that is going to be a slide tackle and another foul called on the Dragons. So good news for the Dragons. Veteran striker number 8, Leo Denor, looks to be ready to check back into the game. He had an injury after colliding with the Essex goalkeeper midway through the first half. Hasn't played since, and now appears to be in good enough shape to continue. Tsuchisawa tries to go over the top. Falls to Katsuma. Crosses low into the box. Portillo is open. Portillo with the shot just goes wide. Great contact on the shot by Andy Portillo, and that did not miss by much. So Denor does go back in at the right forward role that he has been accustomed to. And for the Knights, Diaz comes back in, and he's going to be the center forward for the Knights. Another foul for the Dragons as referee's whistle has been active in this second half and throughout the entire contest for that matter. Done a good job of trying to keep control of this game and not let it get out of hand. Pope, poor touch there as he tried to get it through to his forward, but gets lucky that the ball bounces off the Knights. Good header by Portillo. Back to Kamara. Kamara tried to hit off the outside of his right foot to curl it around to Denor, who is making the diagonal run, and just didn't quite get enough curl on it. Tsuchisawa gets it up to Diaz. Strong play by Navas to take it away. Now Portillo trying to get through to Tenor, and that will be Kawano who is there to cut it out, as Portillo was being harassed on the way up, just could not quite get enough on it. Atakambi able to jump up and head that back into play. Portillo gets it to Murakawa. Long shot by Murakawa, and that will be deflected out for a corner kick. Marvin Martinez goes to the near side corner. His left foot will swing it away from the Dragons' net. Goes right into the middle of the box. Header by, wow, Atakambe got a solid contact in that one, and it bounces off the top of the crossbar. A strong header, and just misses taking the lead for the Knights. And we are going to have a retake of the goal kick, as one of the Knights players was inside of the Dragons box when it was taken. Don't see that very often called at this level. Martinez heads it back into the Dragons half. Kerr picks it up on the second ball. Kerr, too much dribbling, but Martinez gets it back, tries to play it through to Denor. Lemaster way out of his goal, makes a sliding effort to kick it away. Great through ball by Martinez to set Denor through. And Lemaster came strong and quick off his line to keep Denor from getting to that ball. Martinez, Denor just only able to flick it on blindly. Diaz, strong play, gets it through. Atakambi gets around Martinez. Atakambi now working on Navas. Tries to turn the corner. Strong play by Navas to get it off his foot. And it's going to be deflected off of Atakambi. And it will be a goal kick for Howard. You have to say that Dragons center back pairing of Navas and Sorto Ramos have really been strong in this game. And Dragons need every bit of it to try to withstand this tenacious Knights offense. And Portillo goes through the back of Martinez, and the clock will be stopped again, and we'll likely see another card flashed here. And add Dylan Portillo to the book. Now 6 yellow cards for the Dragons. And Coach Dragunov telling his versatile player that that's just a silly foul. You can't give that one and put yourself into the book. And offsides is actually called. So offsides on the Knights there as he came over and back on the play. Dragons getting ready to bring back in one of their heavy hitters. It's Evan Doughton ready to check back in, trying to find that goal to get the lead back. Estrada gets a touch towards the corner, can't find Portillo. And the Knights give it right back, and it will be out. Dragons will make that sub. Knights thought that ball was out of play. Doughton kept playing. Doughton tried to get through, and it looked like it was cleared out at the last second by Ethan Stewart, but everybody just stopped playing, assuming that the ball was out, and Doughton was the only one who really just kept going. Almost took advantage of it. Both coaches not happy with their team kind of falling asleep at the wheel there. Pope throws it in Doughton, who will dribble to the corner under double coverage. Doughton still trying to hold on to it, and it's going to be poked away for a Howard throw-in. And now the assistant referee on the far side will change the mind of his center ref and will make it a Knights throw-in. Kawano, acres of space to run in front of him, but he will give it off to Martinez. And now Estrada takes it away from Martinez. Didier Estrada is in. Lays it off for Doughton. Doughton with the shot, and it goes high of the net and almost hits the scoreboard on that one. A bad giveaway by Marvin Martinez and almost cost his team there. And Doughton just could not make it punished. So Cisse will come back in and play the left back, replacing Dennis Benegas-Torres. And another hard foul there, and the Dragons will see another player booked, and that will be Evan Doughton, and the referee will soon find out that that is his second yellow, and we'll figure it out here and realize that a red card has to come out for Doughton, and that is just horrific for the Dragons. Coach Dragunov tried to keep Doughton out of the game for a while to calm his head down after he picked up the yellow, but he comes back in, and despite making some good efforts on goal, will be given the red card and ejected from this game. So Dragons will be forced to play a man down for the rest of this game. And with 30 minutes left in the first half, you have to wonder if the Dragons will now just really park the bus and see if they can just play it out to a draw. But that will be a tough task, withstanding the Knights that long. Atakambi nutmegs Navas, gets to the byline. Players colliding against each other, ball still in play. Cargbo whiffs on the kick out. Diaz picks it up for the Knights. He'll put it back into the box. And Viteri able to snag it off the one bounce with Katsuma there ready to pounce. And Leo Denord just signaled to his coach that he has gotten re-injured on the play and will be unable to continue. He's laying down. Knights will continue play. Atakambi puts it into the box, headed, comes back to Katsuma. Katsuma picks it up again, lays it off for Portillo. Portillo, the shot that just goes wide. And the Knights, once again, narrowly miss out on taking the lead. Injury timeout for Denor. We will take a quick break while he gets tended to by the Dragons trainer, Tim Happel. So Brandon Ruano will go in for the Dragons to replace the injured Denor. His first action of the game, and he will take over as the lone striker for the Dragons as they go into a 4-4-1, down a man after the red card to Doughton, his second yellow. Kerr will pick it up for the Dragons. Now Howard will try to counterattack. Kerr tries to go against two men and tries to cut between them, fighting through it, and Kerr is called for the foul as he was behind Tsuchisawa and did a good job of using his body to block off Kerr on the play. Knights come right back at him. It will be Cisse. Tries to play a 1-2 with Ishizuka. Now Cisse will just put into the box. Viteri awkward on the play. He drops it, and he will take a kick there from Katsuma, but able to collect the ball on the play. Long punt by Viteri. Once again, the two benches quite vocal in this game. Now played through. Morikawa gets to Katsuma. Muscles off Pope on the play. And a foul is going to be called behind the play as the referee was trying to give the advantage and pulls it back for the foul on Murakawa. And now the Knights with a glorious opportunity on a set piece here. It looks like it's going to be the left foot of Andy Portillo who will look over this one. And you have to imagine with him having a powerful left foot that he will be taking shot all the way here. Ruano will come in late to add to a three-man wall. Portillo, he will take a shot. It's going to be low. Viteri will scoop it up after the two bounces. Viteri will just settle it down, trying to let the Dragons push out a little bit. Headed wide. And no Dragons there at all. Cisse with all the room in the world, and he will just kick it out of play. Poor play there by Cisse. No reason at all to hit that one. Rackstraw. Tries to throw it in. And Cisse will find himself to the bench after that play. Torres just came back into the game. Gets immediately involved. Martinez finds Morikawa. Tsuchisawa. What a turn by Katsuma. He tries to play it into Diaz. Diaz with the shot, and that will go high and wide. Some hands raised from the Dragons. They're asking the assistant referee if there was offsides, but play will continue. Dragons just bang it out, trying to just clear the ball out of their own half. And out for a throw-in. Howard taking their time. And now the referee doing the rare thing of telling them that they actually need to move forward 10 yards. Usually they need to say you got to go backwards a little bit, but thrown in Ruano, trying to hold it up by himself. Again, he's totally isolated up top there. And a foul is called by the assistant referee on the far side as Sorto Ramos was all over the back of Murakawa. And now Dragons again forced to just retreat all the way back to their own box. Oh, ball over the top. Bodies flying everywhere, and this time it will be called on Ishizuka, who went over the top of Rackstraw. Knights moving it up. Poor ball there. Cargbo takes control. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Cargbo just dribbling through 3 Knights, trying to play it off of Murakawa, and Murakawa, strong on the ball, keeps it. Portillo. Katsuma taken away by Pope. Pope playing a pretty good game there at the left back position. An unfamiliar spot for him. And now Alan Kamaga has come up limping and telling his coach he's fine. And will continue play. Stewart cuts inside. Ethan Stewart finds Portillo. Given away. Now Trevor Kerr. He'll play it early for Ruano. And Kerr, not the best ball for him. And Coach Dragunov getting into his midfielder for a poor decision there on that play. Portillo now with the Knights. Plays it wide to Martinez. Has room to turn and look. Martinez now hit a left foot into the box. Strong play by Gabriel Viteri to take it away from the leaping Katsuma. Dragons played out wide. Trevor Kerr, now he gets a chance to redeem himself for the last play. Gets it forward. Estrada holds up play, and a foul is called. And the clock is stopped, and it's going to be a yellow card on Andy Portillo. Referee will look into his book. Dragons were trying to argue that it's his second one, but it's actually his first. So, after Andy Portillo gets a yellow card, it's going to be the Dragons with an opportunity here. Kamaga hits it into the box, headed away by Martinez, a strong header. Now it's going to be the Knights on the counter. And a tackle from behind, and this is not good for the Dragons. As Trevor Kerr, who's on a yellow, gets called for the foul, and he is going to be lucky to not see red himself. Quick restart by the Knights. They're going to try to keep up their momentum to go forward. Murakawa plays it wide to Torres. Torres, a good turn on Kamaga. Plays it to the corner. Ishizuka on Rakestraw. And Rakestraw comes through the body and gets called for the foul. And once again, it's going to be the Knights with a good set-piece opportunity. It is going to be Murakawa from the corner. Murakawa aiming for the back post, headed backwards, and Kamaga able to pick it up. Gets it to Didier Estrada. Kamaga, now the Dragons have a chance on the counter. Tries to play it forward for Pope and plays it to the wrong side of him as Pope was making the run in front of him and he played it behind him. Now it's going to be the Knights coming back. Katsuma. Strong play by Ramos, and it goes out for a throw-in. And just 20 minutes remaining. Both teams really feeling the tension right now. So Samuel Gomez comes into the game for the Dragons, his first appearance in this game. And Henry Ortiz returns for the Knights as that ball will just bleed through to the Dragons goalkeeper. Howard still playing man down after the Evan Doughton red card. His second yellow in the 60th minute of this game. Still holding on to this 1-1 draw. Looking to see if they can just hold out. The Knights, relentless in their pressure, come forward again. This will be the recently returned Ortiz and played out by Navas. Portillo finds Torres. Portillo will switch the field. Tsuchisawa with a ton of space in front of him. Plays it into Stewart. Bounces back. Stewart. One-touch passing. Given away. Rakestraw comes sliding through. Martinez tries to chip it into the box. Estrada tripped up. And it will be a foul on the Knights. Ramos tries to find Ruano. Ortiz chested down. Excuse me, this is Ortiz. He'll play it in. Gets it back to Ortiz. Ortiz into the box. He'll try a left-footed shot. Saved by Viteri. Nice little 1-2 there between Ortiz and Diaz. And Ortiz just couldn't quite get all of that shot. Stewart read that one. Cuts it out. Gives into Murakawa. Finds Ortiz. Tries to play it in. Back for Murakawa, and just a little bit too much on that one. You could see the thought there, just not quite the execution. Terry goes for the long, booming punt. Bounces, but Tsuchisawa will just play it off of the backwards kick. Now it's going to be Estrada coming through, tries to play it up to Ruano. Rakestraw will try his luck now. And Rakestraw just gives it away. Katsuma with a head of steam. Katsuma will come flying through. Ball taken off him nicely by Ramos. Estrada holds it up. Kerr. And Howard will play it backwards as they're trying to get a little bit of sustained possession. Navas. His head up. Ortiz comes flying through, and Navas forced to just go back to his goalkeeper. Ramos now gets to turn and look forward. Rakestraw trying to find somewhere to go with the ball, and he just plays it back again. Knights look a little tired right now, actually, as they are not pressing as high as they should be when they're up a man and still needing a goal. Cargbo is going to get forward, and a strong play by Torres to get it back. And 4 substitutions. Howard with 3 of them. Crossed into the box. Howard unable to get onto it. And now the referees trying to figure out what's going on here. And the referee will stop play. And the referee will now give the assistant coach his second yellow card, and he will be sent out. So the Knights assistant coach is escorted off the field for his second yellow card, is ejected from the game. And just a little bit too much dissent to the referee. And now he walks right in front of the Dragons bench and is just chatting away. The entertainment of this game continues to shine through. Nathan Portillo, who just came onto the field, he takes the ball away, gets it forward to Dylan Portillo. Portillo trying to get in the box. Portillo with the left-footed shot. Oh, it just misses wide. Dylan Portillo with a nice step over, works it to his left foot, and almost shocked the Knights on that play with just 13 minutes left. Quick restart by the Knights. Torres gets up to Murakawa. Kawano finds Martinez. Adekambi able to get it wide. Back to Torres. Torres now with room in front of him. Torres will cross it in with his left foot. Punched away by Viteri. Murakawa gets a foot on it and is able to poke it back to Kawano. Kawano gets it back to Murakawa. Murakawa pulls it to his left foot. Trying to find a shot, but Kerr gets in front of him to block the view of it. And a sliding effort by Pope gets it up to Portillo. Now Dylan Portillo, he's all alone. Can he do something with it? Stewart comes sliding through, slows it down. Portillo still trying to go forward. Play continues, and that will go out. And a play by Sam Diaz tries to keep it in, but Gomez able to shield it off. Quick throw in. Alanbekov has it taken away by Murakawa. Gomez takes it away. Navas kind of flubs that one, but gets it to Cargbo. Kerr tries to head it forward to him. Now Cargbo. Cargbo forward with it. It's a 2-on-1. Leaves it off for Portillo. Portillo into the box. He'll shot. Saved by Lemaster. Portillo was kind of fading away from that one and didn't have much room to work with, but tried to just chip it over Lemaster, and Lemaster able to cut it off, and a good job by the goalkeeper. Now Martinez gets forward, and he looks like he came up limping. Play continues as the referee didn't see any foul there. 11:20 left in this second half. Still tied 1-1. A first half penalty kick by Evan Doughton was evened up by a 46-minute goal by Toga Katsuma. And Dragons have been playing the last 20 minutes of this game, man down after the Doughton red card, but still Portillo came sliding through. He's lucky he didn't make contact with Stewart there. Kerr didn't get great contact. Comes out to Murakawa. Murakawa will try a shot, and that goes well high of the net. Adekambi. And a poor cross there. Viteri. Cargbo, flick on header. Portillo putting on pressure, and a wise play by Kawano, able to turn it the right way. Now it's gonna be Portillo. Gets it up, Ortiz. Back to Murakawa. Murakawa trying to line up a shot. Now he'll go for the chip into the box, and that will go out for a goal kick. Have to give credit to the Dragons for playing a man down in the last 20 minutes. The level of effort has not waned whatsoever. Especially give credit to Dylan Portillo, who just seems to have endless amounts of energy. He's playing as the isolated forward right now and putting just tons of pressure on this Knights defense, who are trying to push forward to find the game-winning goal, and Portillo trying to take advantage of that. Cargbo trying to take advantage of his height, but this time it's going to be Cisse who gets up to it first. And it's going to be a foul against Adekambe. Played quickly by Portillo. To Portillo. Nathan to Dylan. Dylan into the box. Dylan Portillo. He's going to have to pull it back. Portillo trying to find a shot. Portillo gets the shot off and it goes wide. And another great effort by Dylan Portillo. And the Dragons bench just erupts with excitement on that play, giving appreciation to their teammate for his effort. Played quickly by Lemaster, gives it up to Kawano. Cisse plays it back to Kawano. Martinez. Torres on the far side. The sun is fading here in Columbia. Portillo trying to tee up a shot, blocked away. Now it's going to be played early, but Alanbakov could not find Portillo on that. Comes back to Cisse. Martinez into Murakawa. Murakawa, he'll try his shot. Straight at Viteri. Viteri picks up his 6th save in the game. Ball will go out for a throw-in. Knights make a double substitution with Katsuma going back in, and making its first appearance in this game is number 14, Keegan Go. And he'll go into the right back position. Knights try to find some fresh legs to get the breakthrough. Go will get involved in the play right away. Puts it in. Knocked away by Cargbo. Tsuchisawa. Cisse. He'll go for the back post, trying to find Katsuma. Goes over his head. Pope will just let it run all the way out for a throw-in. Emmanuel Pope trying to slow things down, let the Dragons catch their breath for a second. Kerr picks it up in the middle of the field. Now he'll go deep. That's headed backwards by Go. Portillo trying to run onto it. Played back smartly by Kawano. And Portillo, always a willing runner, unable to get onto that one. Now it's going to be Cisse. Martinez. Cisse. Martinez. Now they'll finally get another teammate involved. Kawano will switch the field. Katsuma. Pope will just boot that out. Dragons, again, just very content with just making sure the ball doesn't go in the net. Anything else is a success for them at the moment. Martinez gets it into Portillo. Cargbo harassing him. Cargbo still trying to get through. And a good job by Andy Portillo to shield him off. Martinez now tries to go into the box, but Gomez shuts the door. That will go over the head of Cisse. And Alambakov will just see it out. Now Kargbo steps up. And again, it just goes right back to the Knights. Murakawa goes wide. Looks like Kota Suchisawa has moved a little bit forward. Suchisawa now will get into the box. Tries to cross, and again, Viteri able to grab it. I'll tell you what, Gabriel Viteri, he only has credit for 6 saves, but how many plays has he made where he has strongly, sure-handedly cut out crosses and through balls? Viteri has played quite a game there in goal for the Dragons. Nothing he could do about the goal he gave up. Katsuma. Murakawa played in, and that is going to be a foul on Navas, and that is not the spot you want to give up a foul, just outside of the Dragons' box in a central position. This is as dangerous as it gets for Howard. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Can the Knights break through on this play? You have to imagine Howard will put at least 4 into the wall for this one. It does appear to be a 4-man wall. For the Knights, they've got 3 over the ball. Portillo, Martinez, and Murakawa. Remember, it's Murakawa who made that free kick against Frederick to win the game for him in the lone goal. Let's see if Murakawa will get another chance at it. Murakawa is going to take the shot. Blocked by the wall. Big play by the Howard defense to take away that opportunity. Murakawa picks it back up. He'll put it back into play. Suchisawa. Knocked away by Portillo. Alambakov putting pressure on. And just puts some soft pressure on as Knights again get into the play. Into the Dragons' half. Suchisawa. Now will dribble around the Dragons. Gets into the box and taken away by Ramos. That will go out for a throw-in, though. And now Ramos comes up limping. Oh, that's bad news for Howard. As he will go down. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Play will continue. Katsuma. He'll take a shot. Saved by Viteri. And the clock will stop for the injury. Gabriel Viteri. And that would be so easy to lose your focus on that one. As with their star defender going down on injury, but Viteri kept his focus on the ball and made another big save. And the trainer will attend to Ramos. We'll take a quick break. Just 83 seconds left in regulation here in Columbia. Do not go anywhere. So a tough sight for the Dragons to see, as Sorto Ramos still down on the far side with the trainers attending to him, but play will continue with just over a minute remaining in the second half. Still tied 1-1. Portillo picks it up. Mansour came into the play, and as did Castro. Castro replacing Sorto Ramos in the center of the defense. Played backwards, and Lemaster forced to just kick it back out of play, and a poor play by the Knights defense as Cisse didn't do the best on that one. 45 seconds left. Mansour tried to turn on it, and it will be the Knights that come away. One last chance. 30 seconds remaining. Katsuma. Pope comes through the back of him. And clock will stop, and it will be a foul for number 6, Emmanuel Pope. That will be a yellow card for him. Another Dragon being added to the book. Katsuma still down. 25 seconds remaining. So Ishizuka will replace Katsuma. Long ball to the outside of the box. Cardbo with the header. Cisse tries to hit it back in. And offside is called. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And with that, the second half is concluded. Regulation has concluded. We go into overtime. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with you for the first overtime we have seen at Columbia this season. 90 minutes of play is not enough to separate these teams. We need extra time as the first overtime of the season comes for the Dragons in this contest. And right away, a foul called against Essex as Kawano went over the top. And Dragons now with an opportunity similar to what the Knights had just a few minutes before at the end of the second half. A ball just outside of the goal box. Pretty centralized here. And Dragons playing man down. They'll get their best chance to try to find the game winner. We will play 2 10-minute golden goal periods, which means the first team to score wins. If no team scores after those 2 10-minute periods, it will go down as a tie. Dragons trying to prevent that from happening. 5-man wall for the Knights. For the Dragons, it's Kerr, Cargbo, and Portillo standing over it. Now Mansour will run onto it. He will fake touching it. Portillo shot with the right foot, and that bounces off the wall and goes over for a corner kick. Dylan Portillo tried to hit a right foot shot, but just couldn't quite get it over the wall. It's the only problem for a shot from that distance is getting it over the wall and back down under the crossbar. Portillo puts it in, headed away strongly by Tsuchisawa. Put back in by Gomez, tries to chip it into the far post. And Lemaster will pick it up, throws it out quickly, and Martinez of the Dragons able to collect that, and he'll play it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Essex comes into this game 4-0, the number 1 team ranked in the NJCAA nationally for Division II. Dragons unranked, trying to pull off the upset. All it takes is one moment of brilliance to do so. For the Knights, they have just kept coming over and over. Relentless, pushing forward. Howard, so far, has been able to hold on. Played in. Murakawa chips it to the back post. Nobody home. Viteri. A poor punt there, and it will go straight to Andy Portillo of the Knights. Nathan Portillo plays over the top. Dylan Portillo able to settle it down. Portillo. And that is shut down by Go. Strong play by the freshman defender. Diaz. Given away. Cargbo to Nathan Portillo. Dylan Portillo. Too many Portillos, people. Murakawa. He plays it in. Ortiz into the box. Henry Ortiz trying to find a shot, and he'll just dribble it backwards. Still playing with it is Ortiz. Now he'll give it away to Andy Portillo, who's covered by Nathan Portillo. Gomez with a strong header. And again, Essex able to get to it first. Mansour tries to take it off the foot of Go. Go able to work around it. Now, through ball in. Castro shields off Ortiz. What a play by Raul Castro to get the inside position and shield off Henry Ortiz, who had a good run at it. A fantastic through ball by the Knights that looked dangerous. Viteri punts it up, trying to find his lone man up there in Mansour, who can't even get a jump up to try to content it. Portillo, a little slow to play with that. Now Cargbo under a ton of pressure, trying to just get his way through, and has it shut down. This is Andy Portillo. Finds Marvin Martinez. Switches the field. Tsuchisawa. Murakawa goes outside to Ishizuka. And his cross once again snagged away by Viteri. Sure-handed as he has been all night. Now thrown out quickly. Cargbo Dylan Portillo making a run, and Carbo didn't quite see it. He went to the near side for Mansour, who's trying to put some pressure on it. Knights come rushing for it again. Murakawa. Tsuchisawa, he'll try a shot, and that will just slice high and out of play for a goal kick. But again, Tsuchisawa has shown that he is able to take some dangerous shots. He's had a couple in this game. Jonathan Griffith. Excuse me, Griffith comes in for Mansour. And Griffith, his first appearance in this game, likely brought in to try to bring in some energy for Howard. Immediately puts in a little bit of fight, going after some high pressure. Cisse gets it through to Ortiz. Tripped up, play continues. Ortiz still dribbling around with it. Ortiz finds Portillo. Portillo will try a left-footed shot. That will go wide. Henry Ortiz showing his ability with the ball at his feet, has some fancy footwork. And he set up an opportunity for his teammate there by just attracting the attention to him and opening up the play. Viteri boots it to half field. Nobody contesting for Howard. Andy Portillo, and a strong play by Castro comes through. Put back in. Andy Portillo finds Martinez into Murakawa. Tsuchisawa. And he will go all the way back to half line to go. Tsuchisawa into Ishizuka. Tries to get around the corner. Shot! Goal! And that's it! The Knights pull out the win as Kazuma Ishizuka finds a wide open Kota Tsuchisawa. And just like that, the Dragons, their great effort trying to hold on, unable to hold out in the end. Knights win it 2-1. So that'll do it for us in Columbia. What a game you just saw before you, as the #1 team in the nation was pushed to the limit, but in the end, able to emerge victorious. Final score here in Columbia, CCBC Essex Knights 2, Howard 1 in overtime.